Good morning. This is the start of the Ohio Elections Commission
That's me.
for the October 9, 2025 meeting. Can you mute on your
No, you
video?
got a lead right here. Hold up. There you go.
I don't want to see it.
You just mute. You mute your keyboard.
First of all, I was trying to do
There we go.
I've been struggling all day. I
That
think I
is-
did that here.
That is all right. All right, very good. It is 10:10 for the record. Mr. Archer, would you be so kind as to call attendance?
Mr. Lyle. Present. Mr. Knight.
Yep.
Ms. Tavares.
Here.
Mr. Kirschner.
Present.
Chair Hagan.
Present.
Ms. Davis and Mr. Stoutberg are not present since Mr. Caraway has resigned.
Okay, very good. Is there a motion to excuse Ms. Davis?
Move.
Okay,
Or
very good.
second, whichever one.
We have a motion and a second and whatever particular order that was received. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that motion is passed unanimously. Okay, very good. And you go over their minutes from last meeting.
Yes. Minutes have been circulated to everybody.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions or concerns about the minutes, or is there a motion?
I'll move them, that we approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion also passes unanimously. Okay, very good. We're going to go ahead and move on to item number 2 on the agenda, the preliminary review. Mr. Director, if you care to speak to this?
We have the complainant respondent online, Deborah Stevens Laux, this is 2025G-001. It's a self-referral where the candidate is indicated in my outline. Filed a self-referral because she was late in filing her designation of treasurer. I circulated the materials to you in advance, so you have them. My recommendation is to find violation of both fine of $50. If the commission wants to act in a different fashion, you certainly have every ability to do so, and we can hear further from Ms. Stevens Laux if she is sworn and presented with the opportunity to address the commission. Both.
Okay, very good. Is it, will the commission, would you like to hear from Ms. Stevens? Yes, okay, very good. Ms. Stevens, if you would like to provide input and are willing, would you be so kind as to be sworn in?
Yes.
And Ms. Stevens, fortunately or unfortunately, we've set a precedent that you have to have your camera on. So are you able to do live streaming? Very good. Okay.
Is it on?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very kindly.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Very good. Go ahead. You're welcome to address the commission.
Okay, sorry. I can only say what I said in the letter. I apologize. I read all of the materials early on, and by the time my petition was confirmed, I thought I understood it and did not go back to it. So it was my mistake. I do apologize. As soon as I found out that it was improper, I filed all of the proper paperwork and got the bank account set up.
Okay, very good. We appreciate you. Are there any questions?
Madam Chair, I just have a question of the executive director. Is this the first violation of this candidate?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Is there anybody else online that wishes to give any input? Are we okay? Good. Okay, very good. Having had that information, are there any other questions or concerns from the commission, or is there a motion at hand?
Madam Chair, in light of the fact that this is the first violation of this candidate or this person coming before the commission, I would like to find that there was a violation, but without a fine.
Okay, very good.
I'll second that, Madam
Okay,
Chair.
very good with the
Just
motion.
to clarify, for good cause then.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, very good. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
I,
Any opposed? Seeing none, that motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, very good. Moving on to,
I would like to make, I need to make a statement before it goes too much further. Mr. Hicks is here. I have not informed any of you of this. As you may or may not recall, a while ago, we acted on a case involving Mr. Hicks for his late filing of a campaign finance report. He appealed that decision, and recently that decision was handed down by the Franklin County Common Police Court, essentially indicating that the matter was to be referred back to us for further proceedings, and that the commission should not have acted in the manner in which it did involving Mr. Hicks. We have appealed that decision, and it is on appeal currently. Mr. Hicks is here. He wants to make a big issue of the fact that we should not be acting on any of these matters without further direction or because of the court decision. Because the court decision is on appeal, I believe we have every ability to go forward and act as we normally would. In my conversations with the Attorney General's office, they believe that the commission's process was not properly interpreted by the judge in the Franklin County Common Police Court case, which is why it's on appeal. And so I'm going forward as if we normally would. The essence of the decision was that if someone should have an ability to face their accusers and have due process before the commission. Certainly, I think I have made the recommendations as I normally would. If anybody that is before us, I believe, asks to have a matter set for hearing, we probably, based on the court decision, we should probably go ahead, defer from making a decision in that case, and set the matter for hearing. But aside from that, I believe we're doing better by acting on these matters. People have submitted responses to us. They want to get them resolved in as efficient a manner as possible, I believe. And so, actually, for that matter, for the Secretary of State's office, Secretary of State's office staff is here. Presumably all the S cases would have persons. They would essentially be facing their accuser. And so therefore we would have an ability to go forward. But I wanted to address that to the commission before we move forward on any other cases. I'll be glad to answer any other questions you may have.
yeah, just two questions. And I know that it should be important that we stick with our agenda today and not go off of the agenda, but I think that this is an important item to discuss. Two questions about the court proceedings. Is there an injunction or any prohibition from the court as it relates to us proceeding?
No,
And have you, when you talk about conversations with the Attorney General, the AG as our legal counsel, they have they have supported what you've done so far and not indicated from a legal opinion perspective that matter should be ceased at this point?
they have not indicated that we should not proceed forward. Correct.
So advice of counsel to proceed and no prohibition from the court from doing so.
Correct.
and very good. Are there any other questions or points that any commissioners would like to make at this moment?
I asked Mr. Ricker if I could address it.
I will have up to you, Madam Chair.
I think you should know the truth of what the decision was.
I think we do have an agenda for the day, but if it's the will of the commission, I would be okay with allowing 5 minutes more or less to just hear that statement. Is that okay for everyone here?
Sure.
Okay, very good. Go ahead, Mr. Hicks.
Nice.
Wonderful.
You're all keeping score on whether it's possible for me to be less than 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna be very quick. What the court essentially ruled was that it wasn't just that you had to have your accuser there, that anybody against which you were gonna assess a fine, the requirement of law, not your administrative code, is that they have not just the accuser present, but have the opportunity to subpoena witnesses. That no fine could be adjudicated per the law without there being a actual hearing where the person, if they chose not to call any witnesses, if, for example, people were informed, if you want to sign a plea deal, basically.
This is hearing room.
Well,
Yes.
yes.
All right.
All right, we have some guests coming in. Just for my time, when I used to do work with IBM, we had a joke where somebody would walk into a conference room in the middle of a meeting where somebody was talking, and we'd say, glad to see that you're here. Please begin we're ready for your presentation to begin, and make them come to the podium. So apologize for that. So just to jump back, is that the law requires 11907, statute 119, requires that any adjudicatory body have a actual hearing before issuing any fine. The person needs to know their right to a hearing. The person needs to be able to call witnesses should they choose to do so. Their accuser has to be present for it. So the judge actually ruled that your administrative code was completely contrary to statute. And that what you've been doing for years in preliminary reviews of issuing fines without the person even being aware that they have a right under section 119 of the code to a full hearing where they could call witnesses if they chose and so forth is wrong. So to Mr. Kirshner's questions, I think loaded questions. So I'll leave it at that. You can go look at the case. But to his loaded questions, this is about, you can say, like, was there an injunction? Is there this? This is about due process, something that should be fundamental to all Americans. And when you look at what has happened for years, now that you think about it, I love to see political people admit, you know what? That's a good point. That you can't just find people guilty, give them a fine without them having any opportunity for their accuser to present the charges and for them to be able to call witnesses, not just appear for a few minutes on there. So that's what the court decision was. Apart from what, I can't believe it's getting appealed. That just is fixed arrangement syndrome that it's getting appealed. But anybody on this commission should be able to look at it and say, you know what, that's a pretty good point. I raised the point. He said, if people ask for a hearing, they could have it. I said to him, I asked for a hearing, if you remember that. And I was told I wasn't allowed to have a hearing. And because these are the $50 ticky-tack fines, nobody's as hard-headed as me to actually in any year have actually appealed it to the court. And so the first person that appeals it, the court says, you can't keep doing that. Now it's getting appealed, but it's a fundamental due process issue. I don't even know why it's being appealed. Of course, the attorney general is going to say certain things. They're the ones that lost the case to me. So thank you I really appreciate the opportunity, Chair Hogan, to be able to talk. I just think you guys should think about what you're doing, what you've been doing, and that now people need to be on notice before today that maybe they could sign a plea deal and say, I'll waive my right to a hearing and just pay the $50, but that's not happened. That's never happened. And the judge ruled that is incorrect, improper, and violates section 119 of the code. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. We appreciate
Was
that.
that less than 5 minutes?
You met and exceeded the target. I am impressed and appreciative. No, but very much thank you for the insight and for that direct feedback, Mr. Hicks. We do appreciate it, and it is insightful. Okay, very good. Again, thank you for your time, and we are going to go ahead and move back onto the agenda for efficiency of those that are here today. We are going to recognize those that are present out of respect for your time online, and otherwise, I don't think we do have one in person. I wanted to make note of that.
Yeah.
Who's that, John?
I'm sure Neil is here.
Okay,
The
here we go.
last one. Yeah.
038.
And
Okay.
he is.
Okay, very good. Okay. All right, so knowing that, we are going to,
I'm gonna just work through this list down this way.
we could, or I have one. If
Okay,
you
you
want,
can
I
do
can-
it. You're the chair. No.
Okay. All right, thank you.
And we're gonna go, essentially, until we get to one later on, we're gonna go through all Secretary of State cases first, so you may as well come on up, and be prepared. So go ahead, Madam Chair.
Yeah, very good. So I'm going to start with the dismiss the complaint as the committee was declared terminated on July 24th, 2025 section, knowing that Amy Eichert is present online. So if we can start with item on the agenda number 21, that is case 2025S-033.
Yeah, let me briefly address the nature of my recommendation, Madam Chair, members of the commission. If you were to look at the look at the ICW as it relates to Ms. Eichert's case, and I have a subsequent submission. The commission acted in July, as I indicate here, as it related to her case. And the final aspect of the case is we declared her committee terminated. Her treasurer was William Curlis. We've all been down that path enough. Understand what's going on there. And so, but the commission imposed a $150 fine in that case. We had not received a response. This case was filed prior to our making that determination. And I talked to Ms. I'm sorry, is it Eckert or Eichert? You're muted, so please.
It's, yeah, it's
Eichert.
Eichert, thank you.
Eichert,
Yes,
sorry. I talked to Ms. Eichert the other day and indicated she could, she could address the commission as it relates to this matter, and maybe the commission might take a different tack for what it did in the prior case. No response was submitted. There were multiple cases. And so I recommended the imposition of a $150 fine, which is what the commission did there. And so certainly if the commission wanted to hear further from Ms. Eichert, I just circulated to everybody the response that Ms. Eichert recently submitted as it relates to this matter. And so, you know, the commission can now proceed forward however it wishes.
Okay, very good. We obviously have Mr. Katz and Ms. Eichert here. Ms. Eichert, if you would like to be sworn, if you'd care to share it all with the commission, please do that. Okay,
yes,
very good.
I would love to.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Okay, very good. Go ahead.
So I ran for office back in 2016. In 2019, the campaign account had remained open until that time. Bill Curlis had come highly recommended to me by everybody at that point in his history. And I was in the process of moving and asked him to wrap everything up and close the account. To my knowledge, I thought he had done that. And so I did not, it did not occur to me to address any change of addresses with the Secretary of State's office because I thought everything was closed. He was the only treasurer. He was the only one able to do that. And I trusted him to do that. And so I moved in mid to late 2019. As near as I can tell, the campaign office in late 2020, 2021 closed, so that address was no longer would have reached anybody. And I did not realize there were any issues in this case until just a few weeks ago when the mailing that was mailed to the old campaign address somehow ended up in my new home address mailbox. And I can only assume that because it's a small community, they delivered it based on the name that's in the campaign account, the campaign name, rather than just, I can only assume that the previous mailings were received by somebody and thrown away as junk mail, but I was not aware that there was any kind of problem. I think Mr. Richter can say that, and my affidavit states that as soon as I found out there was a problem, it took me about 4 days to remove Mr. Curlis as treasurer and do the appropriate filings to terminate the case. Had I known that this was an issue in July, I would have acted in July. And had I known that he wasn't going to follow through with my instructions to close the account in 2019, I would have. So it was quite a shock to receive that mailing in September. As much as the U.S. Post Office has its issues now, I'm grateful to whoever put that mailing in my mailbox. I wish I had gotten it much sooner, but that's how we got here today. And I would ask the commission to reopen the July case and waive the fine under the with the new information that you've been given, and I apologize that it came to this. I don't know why he failed to terminate the campaign account. I don't.
Okay, very good, Ms. Eckert. Thank you for your testimony. Commissioners, are there any questions? Okay, seeing none. Mr. Katz, is there anything you would like to share?
There we go. Thank you very much, Brian Katz from the Ohio Secretary of State's Office. I'm only prepared to discuss the 2025 S-033 complaint, of which we have no objection to the continued termination in light of the committee being terminated in the last report. And I haven't reviewed this statement that was presented to the commission, and so haven't commented about it, but I don't believe I need to. Thank you, though.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Mr. Richter, do you have any further input based off of the testimony that was shared today?
No, and certainly if the commission would like to reconsider the previous matters, consolidate them all and take a different action, I would certainly understand that.
Okay, very good. Is there any additional deliberation or a motion at hand?
I have a question for the director. So did you remind me exactly, I mean, I understand it's $150 fine, but what was the parameters under which we determined that was appropriate?
There were two previous referrals, 2025 S001, 2024 S003. Filing or reports had not been filed at that point. No response was submitted to the commission. We were able to determine for failure of the Postal Service to respond back, that we were able to assume process. And so I went forward and I recommended the imposition of a fine based on the fact that no response was submitted.
Got it. And this was the original referrals then were also from the Secretary of State's office?
Yeah, all referrals have been from the Secretary's office.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, very good. Anything else? Okay, do we have a motion?
I would like to move that we reconsider the imposition of the prior fine, consolidate all cases, and change the finding to good cause.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that motion passed unanimously. Thank you, Mrs. Eichert, for your time. And just for, you're very welcome. For the commissioners and also for all that are in the room trying to follow along, I'm going to go ahead and take each who is present and their category. So we'll finish this category just so we can have it done. So we're also going to hear item number 30, Edna Brown et al. 2025S-042. And then we'll move on to the next section where we have someone present and try to stay in order, then come back to the top.
Yeah, as it relates to item 30, I'm recommending that we just dismiss the complaint. We addressed that matter on July 24th. Ms. Brown had passed away. And so based on her passing, we declared the committee terminated. So this matter should be just, in my opinion, should just be dismissed. Easy for me to say.
Okay, very good. Is there any commentary from Secretary of State's office?
And move up here if that's okay. So no objection. Thank you very much.
Okay, very good. And we obviously don't have anybody else present. So is there any?
I'll move to adopt.
Very good.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that motion passes unanimously. Okay, we're going to move on to the good cause and declare the committee terminated. Next section, we do have present Mr. Joseph Healy of item number 26, case number 2025S-038.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, Mr. Healy, if you care to come up and provide any type of insights or testimony, and also the same for you, Mr. Katz, if you're ready.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, this and the other case that's listed here are both what I would refer to as Curlis cases. These are matters in which the committee was maintained for an extended period of time and not terminated by Mr. Curlis. Obviously, subsequently, Mr. Curlis had his own legal problems. And so my recommendation here is to find a violation, for good cause not imposed fine, and then declare the committee terminated. Certainly, could have Mr. Healy sworn, he can make additional statement.
Okay, Mr. Healy, if you
Oh,
care.
good morning.
Good
Sorry to trouble you with this
You're fine. If you-
information.
If you do care to share with us, just please be sworn so it can be on record.
Please,
Thank you.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, so I did receive a call from somebody at the Secretary of State's office earlier this year. She said I could fill out some kind of I guess some kind of a report and close the account that had been open and I didn't even know. So, I can't even find the email she sent me. So it's my negligence. I'd like to, close out my campaign that's been open for years and I didn't know it. So, if you can give me some more time, I'll forthwith, just go over to the Secretary of State's office and file the final, disclosure statements and whatnot. This particular case, I was just basically a placeholder on the ballot. I didn't even raise any money or spend any money on the campaign, we just needed somebody to be on the ballot. So that's my only statement.
Very good. We appreciate you and hopefully we can help you out, make it relatively painless so you don't have to do all of that. Mr. Katz, do you care to share anything? Maybe you're going to echo that sentiment.
Thank you very much. I don't believe it's necessary for him to come into our office to file further reports and do recommend just finding a violation, but for good cause, no fine, and terminating the committee so that he doesn't have to come down to file another report for showing that he still has no money.
Very good.
So, you don't need me to sign off that.
If they're going to vote on
Well-
it, and
Okay.
then assuming they.
Yeah, we'll
Go with that.
finalize the matter and hopefully you'll be set free. All right, very good. All right. All right. Are there any questions of the commission members with either? I see none. Is there a motion? Oh, well, that is a double move. Did one of you come in second? I could.
Something, so
Okay, very good.
I can take that hit.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes unanimously. So in that case, it will not be necessary that it is terminated for you. So.
Thank you very much. I'm glad I made it down here. Have a
We
great
don't get
day.
many happy customers, so you're very welcome. Sorry. All right, so we will go ahead and also just hear item number 23, case 2025S-035. Out of a desire for efficiency, I'm sure it's one and the same. But Mr. Katz, if you wish to share, you're welcome to do that. The Matthew J. Carl et al. -035 case.
Thank you very much. Our ask would again be the same as the last case to recommend finding a violation, but for good cause, no fine, and request the committee be terminated. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions or a motion?
I'll move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Kirschner, were you voting?
All in favor? I say aye.
Oh, you said, sorry. None opposed. That motion passes unanimously. Okay, very good. We're going to go ahead and move on to the $50 fine category. We do have a few online. So for the first case, it's number 19. This is, was it Geiler?
Yeah, Stephen Geiler, I think it is.
Okay, Stephen Geiler is present. Sorry, I'll just read the case number real quick. 2025S-031.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, my recommendation is to find a violation, impose a $50 fine. They were referred for failing to file or failing to timely file an addendum to various reports. Those I believe were submitted. I received copies, so those were sent to the secretary's office. So that's my recommendation. If the commission would like to hear further from Mr. Geiler, we can certainly do so.
I apologize. Can you repeat the case number first, please, so I can be ready?
That is fine. It's 2025S-031, William Sites et al.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep, you're very welcome. Okay, Mr. Geiler, if you would like to testify in any way, please be sworn. And if you don't want to, that's okay too.
Can you hear me?
We
Yeah.
can.
Is it only the fine? Is that all that we have to deal with?
Correct.
Okay, I'm done. All right,
All
have a
right.
nice day. That's all there is to it. Have a nice day, everybody.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Geiler.
Thank
All
you.
right. Mr. Katz.
Thank you. The committee filed and it is in compliance as of 2 days ago. And so we have no objection to the recommended fine. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Having heard that, any questions or is there a motion?
I'll move the recommendation of the executive director.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner Tavares. Any,
Second.
thank you, sir. Okay, very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. We're going to move on in the same category to item number 47. It is case number 2025S-059, Melissa Leigh Van Dyke et al. Ms. Van Dyke is present online. If you would like to provide any remarks, please be sworn in to do so.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, this was a referral from the Office of the Secretary of State for failing to file the 2024 Post General Report. The report was filed. It was filed on September 23rd. A response was submitted to the commission. My recommendation is to find a violation and impose a fine of $50. Certainly, we could hear further from Ms. Van Dyke.
Okay, very good. If you care to testify, or if not, either way, you just let us know and then we can swear you in if you would please to testify.
Swearing in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Go ahead.
Okay. So I got several, I refiled in on 9/23/25, on 10/24/24, and 4/28/24 to try to fix these issues, and it never resolved the issue, I guess. And so after changing a bunch of stuff and then figuring out that it was actually all of October that was missing from that report, or the last half of October that was missing from that report, I was able to fix that part. So it should be fixed now.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions? Okay, seeing none. Thank you very much for sharing. Mr. Cass, do you have anything you'd like to share?
Thank you. So the committee missed a post general report that has since been filed as of mid to late September. And so we have no objection to the recommended fine.
Okay, very good. Commissioners, any questions or a motion?
Madam Chair, just one question of the executive director. Is this the first violation?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Is there a motion at hand?
Madam Chair, I'll move the executive director's recommendation.
Okay, very good. You guys know the next needed item.
Second.
All right. Wait, did you motion and second?
No.
Okay, very good. Sorry, it's all blending together. Very good. Appreciate that. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Ms. Van Dyke, for your time. Thank you, Mr. Katz, again. Okay, and then for the remainder of the cases in this category, it's going to be items 31, 30. All right, let me just read the case numbers for y'all, just be more efficient. 2025S-043, -044, -045, -052, -054, -055, -056, and then lastly, -064. Oh, I apologize. I didn't see that one pop down there, and 065. Thank you, Mr. Richter. So those are all also $50 fine category. If there's anything that particularly stands out, Mr. Richter, do you care to speak to any of them?
No, I mean, they're all, the reports filed, they're well beyond a couple of weeks late. Responses were submitted, and so my recommendation is to, as indicated, fine violation and impose fine of $50.
Okay, very good. Do we have any questions or a motion?
I'll move the recommendation of the executive director.
Second.
Thank you. Okay, very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, seeing none, that motion passes unanimously. Okay, we are going to move on to the $50 fine and declare the committee terminated category. We do have somebody present for the first agenda item, number 36, case number 2025S-048. It looks like Marilyn is present online. And I'm not able to read my own writing here, so I can't.
Marilyn Highstand.
Highstand, okay.
It's Highstand. She's the treasurer of the
Heaston.
committee.
Heaston.
Sorry,
Very good.
I
Thank you.
apologize. The referral was for failing to file a 2024 annual report. The response essentially said the treasurer believed the committee had been terminated after the 22 election, and only upon getting them some of the materials here to realize that was the problem, or that was not the case. Termination report has been submitted, but my recommendation is to find a violation, impose a fine of $50, and also to declare the committee terminated. Certainly, we could hear further from the C-stand and Mr. Katz as well.
Okay, very good. If you wish to testify, or if not, either way, just indicate to us, and if so, we'll go ahead and swear you in.
I'd like to make comments.
Very good, thank you.
Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I was not aware there was even a problem until September of this year. I had no other communication from Secretary of State, the commission, anybody. I didn't know that there was an issue. And I thought since 22 that this committee had been terminated. So I was extremely surprised to get this communication that said that there was going to be a review over the committee. We didn't file a report because I didn't think the committee existed any longer. The campaign was over in 22. We made a final report. It zeroed out, and I was not communicated with by anybody. I later on saw that there were some things sent to the candidate at on Pea Ridge Road. Why they didn't send anything to me, I don't know. I don't know if it's not required, but as a treasurer, it seems to me like there should be some direct communication. Also, I have no idea why they even brought Ross County Board of Elections into this. In the written report, it says they didn't get anything from Ross County. I don't understand why that was even stated. So I think there've been a lot of issues here, and I just think this should be dismissed rather than fined, because there have been miscommunications, and I responded as soon as I knew there was an issue. I would really appreciate you giving us, I mean, this is the first time I've ever heard of it, and first time I've ever been a treasurer. So I don't know what else to say, except to answer any other questions you might have.
Very good. We appreciate that. Are there any questions from the commission members? Okay, seeing none, thank you very much for your remarks. Mr. Katz, did you have anything?
Yes, thank you. First is practice of the Secretary of State's office in our referrals to include reference that we have checked with the county boards of elections to ensure a filing wasn't submitted at the wrong location. And so we're not saying that you owed a filing to that board of elections. We're just saying that we checked with that board of elections to ensure that a filing didn't happen there, because if they wrongly file at the wrong location, we accept it as a filing with our office. We get the board to send it to our office, and then we give it the benefit of the doubt that it was filed at an elections office at that time and date, and consider it accepted. So as part of all of our referrals for failure to file, we reach out to the county boards to ensure that a candidate or a committee didn't wrongly file at the wrong location. As for this specific committee, this committee has a balance discrepancy that they attempted to resolve by not accurately carrying forward their balance from the 2022 pre-general, which showed an ending balance of $1,300 roughly, to their post-general, where they started off that report with just $600. So she's correct that final report gets to $0, but they did that by misreporting one balance from one report to another, and there is exactly $698.75 not accounted for in their reports. And so we have made them aware of this discrepancy, but so far they have declined to address it. We request an appropriate fine and then an allowance to terminate in that they have a balance discrepancy that they, I believe, are saying that they can't address themselves. And so a request to terminate seems appropriate. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Oh, just a moment. Sorry. Sorry. Any
Go ahead.
Questions of commission members?
Madam Chair, I did have a question of the Secretary of State's office, Mr. Katz. So there was a discrepancy in the balance of the report that was filed. The previous report had over $1,300. The report that was filed had 600 and some odd dollars. Is that correct?
Yes, so the 2022 pre-general report ended having a $1,317.65 balance. And then the next report, which is the post-general, started off at only $618, whereas from one report to another must have the same balance that you ended the last report and begin the next one with.
Very good. Any other questions, commission members? Marilyn, if you would like to, you're welcome to ask your question.
Well, I'd like to respectfully submit that the information that I got from you all said that I had a zero balance. And so I took it that was your evidence. There was nothing said to me about any kind of remaining balance or that there was any kind of discrepancy in the accounting. I only became aware that there was a discrepancy in the way that we had tabulated the information when I talked with Linda Grotsky at the examiner. And she said that the way that the accounting is set up, you don't carry forward the balance. I thought there was a zero balance in the beginning, but I'm the second treasurer. I was not the original treasurer that started out on the campaign committee. So erroneously, I thought that if I started out online, then when it came to a zero balance, then that was accurate. But I didn't know what had happened previously to when I took over as treasurer of the committee. So I was unaware of the procedure you use for online accounting. Also unaware that you didn't carry over automatically with previous funds. I thought what was in the system was what I had to work with and didn't realize that there was something submitted before I became the treasurer. So anyway, when I talked with Linda, she said that she told me the appropriate thing to file, which is a special form to terminate the committee, which I went ahead and did. And she said that we would work together to get this accounting problem taken care of. But I haven't had time to do that. Since I just became aware of this, you all are aware of it since 22, but I just became aware of it about 30 days ago. So, I need a little time to take care of this problem. I respectfully request that you give me that time if you're not willing to go ahead and just outright dismiss it with no fine.
Ms. Director, do you care to address this?
This is the first violation for the committee and the treasurer. Considering how late the reports were submitted and the status of the campaign finance report in terms of outstanding balance, et cetera. I'm making the recommendation I made. I also apprised the Secretary's office of what I thought my recommendation would be. They agreed to it. It includes terminating the committee in an effort to benefit them. So, I'm comfortable with my recommendation as it is. I hear what Ms. Eastand's saying. There are times when problems occur when you get a transfer between one treasurer and another. I'm not sure if Mr. Katz has different feelings on this, but I feel like this is the appropriate recommendation for this set of circumstances.
Yeah,
and it terminates its committee.
Madam Chair, may I ask the Secretary of State? We do, all issues aside, have the matter of an unaccounted for $700. Correct?
Approximately, yes.
So this specific case is a failure to file a report. We are saying a report is due because you were not properly terminated. We are saying you're not properly terminated because you have, even with your request from 3 days ago, because there is a discrepancy in your reports and you cannot have a an outstanding balance, loans or debts, and terminate.
But so the Secretary of State is on board with terminating the committee
She can't resolve
in
it.
exchange for the $50 fines, opposed to truing up the unaccounted for funds.
While I try to avoid the specific dollar amounts recommendations, the rest of your answer is yes. We are absolutely on board with an appropriate fine and terminating this committee so that they don't have to try to go back and recreate records. Yes,
Or account for those funds that have not been reported.
correct.
I appreciate the questions. Do you have any additional questions? I was just looking for a point of clarity because I think that seems like the general sentiment trying to be accomplished, but I also hear almost a different will or desire from the treasurer. So is that your desire to have the committee terminated, or because you were essentially asking for more time? This seems like this alleviates a problem that you are not able to solve, but I could be misinterpreting that. I don't know, Marilyn, if you have any, if you wanted to provide clarity on your desire.
Well, I would prefer not to be fined, wouldn't you? I haven't had time to address this, but I was assured from Linda as the examiner on the case that we would take a look at this and that they would give me leeway. They have my request to terminate the committee as of 2022. This is 2025. This is the first time this month was when I heard about the issue. Also, can you tell me why this was referred to Portsmouth County Board of Elections? I mean, I don't live in in that county. I live in Highland County. There's no reference to Highland County. It's like the miscommunication that's gone on has resulted in this being brought before your review board. And the miscommunication was not anything that I was responsible for. It happened amongst a whole group of folks, which I'm not responsible for, but I'm the one that's going to end up paying the fine, unfortunately. And that doesn't seem quite fair to me.
Okay. So it sounds like really the fine is the sticking point here. So are there any additional questions of the commission
I have a
members?
question of the treasurer.
Sure, absolutely.
So I completely understand where you're coming from, and I probably agree with you based on what I've heard regarding the fairness of this. However, what's on the table is terminate the committee. You're done, you're out of this. Whereas what you're asking for is to find a discrepancy from the prior treasurer, get the reports all in line, everything fixed. That's going to be a lot of work with the different offices, more confusion, frankly, a lot of moving parts. The value of your time is much more than $50. This is going to be multiple hours of frustration to get this lined up appropriately. I just want to let you know, it's kind of from where I sit, try to put myself in your spot, understanding maybe it doesn't feel fair, but it's kind of be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. See what I'm saying? You can be out of this, it's done for $50 as opposed to you're asking for a whole lot of extra annoying, frustrating work. Does that make sense?
And I think Mr. Knight may be under the weather right now. He's not feeling well too, so he is giving it to you very straight.
I understand that could be a trade-off. I'm a retired person. Basically, my time is not really worth anything. So I'm willing to try to find the discrepancy if you were willing to. The problem that was brought to me was that I didn't file a report. Not that there was any problem with my funding, my accounting. That was not what was brought to the commission. What was brought to the commission was that I didn't file a report. I'm saying to you, I thought the committee had been terminated 3 years ago. So I would never even think about filing a report because I wouldn't think any was required. On the issue that you alerted me to, I'm saying there's no problem here. You've got your answer. I didn't know the committee was alive. And all these other issues are a different issue. There's nothing in your allegation originally that had to do with faulty accounting, which I'm willing to go back and get that set up. And I've discussed it with Ms. Gratzky, and they're certainly willing to work with me. So, you know, $50 to a retiree is a lot of money. It may not be much to you guys because you have salaries, but for me on a limited income, it's substantial. So I would request that you dismiss this and let me work with with the examiner and clarify the data. I'm sure I can find practically everything if it's any way to find it.
And might it, Marilyn, just be a blessing to you if there was a motion to not fine in this case, but still terminate this? Or would you really, I mean, is the will and heart and desire to correct? We don't want to deny you of that, but
Madam Chair, we were discussing whether there was still money in the account. If there's still money in the account,
they could pay. the fine.
Ms. Houston wouldn't have to pay for it. The campaign committee account could pay the fine.
The campaign has been defunct for 3 years. The account was closed 3 years ago. There's no money anywhere for me to pay this fine out of. So yeah, I'd probably have to come out of my pocket. So since it's going to come out of my pocket, I'm willing to spend the time and energy to find, you know, the data that can be found. And I'm really, I have addressed the issue that brought me before your review. And all I'm asking for is a permission to go ahead and clarify this with the examiner, and she's more than willing to do it. I'm wishing that the committee would allow me to move forward on that and not penalize me at this point in time.
Ms. Easton, this is Mr. Richter. When were you designated treasurer for the committee?
I'm sorry, what?
When were you designated treasurer for the committee?
When?
Yes. Was it in April of 2022?
No, it was, well, wait a minute. Yes, it was April, which wasn't when the committee was formed. I was the second treasurer.
Right, understood. So you took the reins in April of 2022, and you filed, what reports did you file?
I went online and listed all the donations that had been done and all the expenses that had been done by I think it was December the 12th or something like that. That was a pre-election and a post. The post was in December, so the pre was before the election.
I'm seeing that there was a pre-general election report filed in August of 2022, but no post-election report was filed in 2022, according to the secretary's records.
No, there was a post. It was done after the election.
Then why isn't it reflected in the secretary's records?
I can't answer that question.
If it's helpful, I think Mr. Katz looks like he has some intel to contribute.
No, I was gonna start asking along the lines that the executive director is, because the record I brought with me is a June 2022 designation of treasurer form, where Ms. Heilstad is the treasurer, and so she would have been the one that filed the pre-general report and the post-general report, or at least been responsible for those reports that did not have accurate balances. And then I sincerely share Commissioner Knight's concern that they have missed a deadline, and so that is a violation, regardless of whether or not they go back and try to come up with the $698.75 difference. That is a potential second violation, that if we actually become aware later that they are unable to account for that money, the only way for them to terminate in that instance would be a new referral, whether it's from the committee themselves or from our office. And then just final note, we did contact the candidate back in 2024 with these issues. And so while it might not have been the treasurer, the candidate, Mr. Boone, was contacted by our office and made aware of these issues and outstanding balances. And so just.
Yeah, but with all due respect, the treasurer who we're talking to today, who had to pay for the fine, was not Although agreed that that was the violation, that's not who was contacted. I certainly believe that the candidate did not inform her. She only became aware of it a month ago. It's not like we're able to fine the committee. There's no money in it. It's just, I'm not so sure of the fairness of finding the treasurer when she wasn't given notice until a month ago.
You're welcome to.
Yeah.
It did sound like you said there were communications. I'm not sure. if
Yeah, but not
that's-
with the treasurer, with the candidate, you said.
So just as because there's two different issues going on.
Okay.
One is issues with the balance discrepancies from 2022.
Yeah.
That will cause a committee to not be able to terminate because they don't have a $0 balance or no outstanding loans or debts.
Yes.
We are here about a complaint they failed to file a report, which.
A complete failure to file a report.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. All right.
We just referred for failing to file a report.
It's not the compounding issues.
And from there, it's leading to these other issues.
The Secretary of State, if I could, Madam Chair, the Secretary of State's point is that regardless of any curative measures that may
Right,
take
this is last
place on a going forward basis, that violation remains.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Thank you.
But Madam Chair and Mr. Katz,
Mhm.
the witness is saying that she did not receive the notice. So she was just made aware of it a month ago. So is it the committee? Was the notice sent to the previous treasurer or to Ms. Easton?
So let's see, our notes, courtesy email was sent to all email addresses of record as well as contacts to all phone numbers of record. So that's part of our referral process. So first, the board, assuming this is a House or Senate candidate, I believe, the Board of Elections would have been the one to send the 10-day notice advising them of an upcoming campaign finance deadline. And then from there, once they fail to file reports, our office does a 7-day reminder to them. And then again, as part of the referral process, we would reach out to all contacts on the designation of treasurer form. I believe she's saying that they just haven't updated their information since 2022. But I can't speak to whether or not she actually received the notice, except that she called our office before this meeting. And so she knows and has been in contact with our Lisa Grotsky, our examiner. But as for what specifically notice she's received, I can't attest to that.
If I could, for the Secretary of State's office, though, it is instructive that a prior report was filed by this treasurer before the one at issue was missed.
Correct. Yes.
Demonstrating at least constructive notice, if not actual notice. Correct?
Yes.
All right, very good.
Could I say one more thing, please?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know, I learned after the fact that the way the online accounting system is set up, it doesn't carry a balance. I was unaware of that because I'd never used the system before, and I thought that if you inputted your expenses and your donations and your expenses, that would add to and subtract from a prior balance that would be carried over from the formal report. And it doesn't do that. And I didn't know that. So I just want the opportunity to go back and correct that. And the examiner said that would be the correct thing to do. And I'm willing to do that. And I would appreciate that opportunity. That wasn't why it was referred here. It was just we didn't do the report, and we didn't do the report because the committee's been dead for 3 years. I wish that you would give me this opportunity. That's all. Thank you.
Very good. Okay. Commission members. Any additional questions, or is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll actually make a motion to give her 30 days to complete the reports.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions?
I have a question on Mr. Commissioner Lyle's motion.
Yes,
Sure
and
thing.
So what in your motion happens after 30 days? Does the committee get terminated, but for good cause? I mean, what is the next step after if she completes them in 30 days?
well, I would assume what I'm thinking about, if we give her 30 days, she says she can complete it. Let's see if she can do that, and then she'd come before us again and we'll make a final determination.
Okay,
Good
but
cause, no fine.
but
or-
if we're not going to pretty much predetermine good cause, no fine.
Oh, I would say, yeah, if she could come back and everything balances out, and I'd say, good cause, no fine.
Okay, and then what if it comes back and she can't find a way to balance it 30 days?
Well, then we have to make that decision, don't we? So maybe we're right back where we were.
That's my concern.
Okay, well, what's the concern though? So we make a decision then. All we're doing is giving her time. We've continued cases before. Last 4 years I've been here when people have had issues and we've given them 30 days. We just had a case that we did a month ago where we said, we'll give you 30 days, and then we made a decision that was contrary to, the person who had, we gave that time to.
Agreed, but we've also made decisions where when we couldn't find, I guess there's nothing in the committee to do though, but we've taken basically the money we find the money that was missing type of thing, right? Which would be more than $50 potentially. I'm concerned that she ends up in a worse place in 30 days than she ends up now. That's all.
Okay, fair enough. Well, there's no second, so it hasn't.
right,
I'll second.
Okay,
Hasn't gone anywhere.
There's a motion and a second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, that motion passes. What would that be?
4-1.
4-1 today.
Yep.
Okay, very good. That carries. Thank you very much. Good luck to you. Pray it all goes well, and we'll see you soon. Okay.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, where you go, you're aware that the expectation is in 30 days, you'll come, actually, do we have a meeting? It's probably beyond 30 days, right?
Yeah, the next meeting outside of 30 days is, 20th.
So the expectation is on November 20th, you'd be here again and hopefully report everything is kosher and up to date.
I sincerely hope that'll be the report, sir.
Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure where everything was clear. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Marilyn. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Katz. We know you're back. We've got a lot for you today. We're going to move on to the $100 fine category, item number 56. It looks like we do have a guest online. Case number 2025S-068.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, this is a referral from the Secretary's office for failing to file the 2024 annual report, post-general report, or presumably 24 annual report, either due in December or, I don't have my notes in front of me, but December 13th or potentially January 31. The report was filed on September 24th. There was no response submitted to the commission, so my recommendation currently is to find a violation and impose a fine of $100. Certainly, if the commission wanted to hear further from Mr. Reinhardt, that recommendation may change.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Mr. Reinhardt, if you would like to provide a test. Okay, wonderful. He is right on it.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're welcome to go. Yeah.
Yeah, my plea is pretty straightforward. It was my first election. I did have a little help on my committee, but frankly, it was pretty much a one-man committee, and I didn't have any experience. The treasurer I had lined up, unfortunately, wasn't able to help me on that last election.
Okay, very good. And thank you for your service. We see that you're
Why I-
attaching.
Yeah, I am. I'm a Marine Corps vet. I served during the evacuation of Vietnam, and I'm very proud of that. my last 9 months, I served as a chaplain's clerk. And it turned out that the chaplain I clerked for was John L. Fitzgerald, President Kennedy's first cousin. And that's an experience that would never happened had I not enlisted in the Marines.
Wow.
Anyhow.
Very good. We got more than we bargained for today. Thank you. That's good.
You're welcome.
We appreciate the good stuff.
I would plead, my only argument really, if you can call it such a thing, because I'm guilty of missing a deadline. I plead confusion. And it wasn't until I got a couple letters, I'd taken a little time off after the election as well. I might not to get a lot of sympathy or whatever, but my wife passed away the November 13th of 2023, and it was then that I knew I wanted to campaign largely to occupy my time and get on the ballot, because the previous ballot, previous 2 years or 2 elections had no one competing. And frankly, I just decided to do it. I didn't even go to the Democratic Party, although I obviously got active immediately thereafter. But I would like to request a waiver. It's my first offense. I hope my campaign treasurer, I do plan on running again in 2026. Have offers and a few names, people that want to help me on the campaign for this next election that I didn't have prior. And I'm optimistic that I can have a more qualified treasurer, someone that graduated cum laude in accounting. I have to cheat, and I'm always accusing God of creating calculators for guys like me. But I did get through it. And to my knowledge, all my numbers matched. I have the balance that it should show. And the only discrepancy between what I have and what is currently in the bank is going to be covered in the next report, because I basically used I've had a lot of bank fees. When you don't, in between the campaigns, I find out if you don't write a check or something in the course of months, they start adding up fees. And so about half that $168 has gone off in fees, and which will get reported in the next election. But I'm so tight right now with that it actually would put my campaign is, I think, presently somewhere between $60 and $80. I didn't log in today to check the exact balance, but it's because of those fees that get added up each month when there's no activity in the account. If I so much as write one check, they eliminate it, thank God. But I'm just now starting to roll up trying to get a fundraising for this 2026 election. And anyhow, that's my plea. I plea first offense, ignorance, which I know is no excuse, but I'll throw the veteran hat in there too.
Very good. We appreciate all of your sentiment, and we do express condolences for your loss of your wife. We will go ahead and allow for the commissioners to ask any questions if they have any. Okay.
Madam Chair, I have one of the executive director. Mr. Richter, is this the first violation of this candidate campaign?
Just triple check. I believe that is yes. I just want to make sure of that. Yes, this is his first time before the commission.
Okay, very
Yeah,
good.
The only other experience that I ever had, but it got resolved. I was actually able to resolve it because I had a copy of the original treasurer designation. Actually it somehow got lost between the Tuscarawas County Board of Elections and this Secretary of State. I had a copy of it and was able to fax it to the Secretary of State, but that prevented me. It caused a 2-week delay before I was able to figure. I couldn't figure, because I knew I filed it, but there was a 2-week delay from the time I was first notified or tried to log into that where you go do the reports because I didn't have an account. They didn't have one set up for, there were 2 of us out of the 88 counties. And that's the only other problem I had. And because I had a copy of it and a timestamp, I was able to fax it to the Secretary of State. They just never referred it because I got it taken care of and was able to do the report right away within, still make the deadline. Or I think I was a week or 2 days late. But it was excused, I guess, because the local elections, Board of Elections, lost the darn actual document.
Very good information. Thank you again. And then if there are any additional questions at this time, Mr. Katz, if you have anything to share, we'd be glad to hear it.
Thank you. So yes, as the executive director said, the report was filed September 24th of 2025, and this committee is now in compliance, and we have no objection to the executive director's recommendation. And just Mr. Reinhardt, if you're going to print more of those signs that you have over your shoulder, please make sure you put a proper disclaimer on them that says paid for by your committee's name.
It's small print in the bottom.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate that.
Very good. All right. Okay. Any additional questions?
Based on his statement, my recommendation would change to finding a violation, the imposition of a $50 fine. Just FYI.
Very good. Does anyone want to make that motion?
I'll move the revised recommendation of the executive director.
Very good. Thank you.
Second.
Very good. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, seeing none, that motion passes unanimously. So it's a $50 fine. Mr. Reinhardt should be good
Yes.
with those fees. All right. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank
Okay.
you so much.
You're
I was
welcome.
nervous.
Very good. We're going to move on to item number 60 in the same category. It's case 2025S-072. Heather Swigger, she is not present. Is there anything else you wanted to share, Mr. Reinhardt?
It's filed, no response submitted, and so my recommendation is find a violation, impose a fine of $100.
Okay, very good. Is there a motion?
I'll move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Going to go ahead and move on to $150 fine category. Ms. Greiner is available and online. You would, or is there anything you'd like to share about this?
Well, Madam Chair, members of the commission, it's a referral for initially failing to file the 2024 annual report. It was filed in September. Response was submitted. I synopsized that for you. Shortly after the primary, the candidate withdrew. She was unaware of the need to file a termination report. There is a prior in which decided last May 16th, 2024, in which the commission found a violation, imposed a $50 fine. My recommendation today is, considering all these circumstances, to find a violation and impose a $150 fine. Certainly, we could hear further from Ms. Greiner as it relates to this situation.
All right, very good. And for the record, I apologize, I fell short. It's 2025S-074. Ms. Greiner, if you would like to provide any remarks, we would like for you to be sworn in. And if not, oh, she may be present. Oh,
Yes, I think.
okay, very good. Go ahead and be sworn in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Go ahead.
Thank you. I guess I have a somewhat similar story to some of the other folks, but I'm bad with years because what happened was I did file for a candidacy. I sustained a head injury and became completely disabled, and I was mostly dead for almost 2 years. And so I was unable to function, and I'm subsequently now disabled and on disability. And so not that this isn't terribly important, but it was like the least of my things that were piling up, and I was unable to do anything about because I just wasn't alive mostly. So I called and spoke with somebody here last week. They advised I could get on the call. Because I am on disability, I can pay the $150. I understand. I just didn't know. Once I withdrew, I just assumed that was the end. That was but also, I just didn't even really have the capacity to even really think much more about it. And so I'm just really coming back to being able to navigate this and about
a million other problems that I'm trying to get through because I wasn't able to do much for a couple years.
Ms. Greiner, thank you for your willingness to share that with us. And we're so sorry for everything that you've been navigating and have gone through. It's
Thank you.
a blessing to see you here and well and addressing these
It
many
is.
things. So
It really, really is. Yes.
thank you for your remarks. Are there any questions of any of the commission members? Okay.
We'll hear from Mr. Katz.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. Mr. Katz, if you'd be so kind.
Thank you very much. So our office has been in, I believe, in communication with the candidate and have advised them about how, since they have a $0 balance, that they could terminate, but I'm trying to see if she'll give a head nod whether she's interested in terminating or not, because otherwise.
I sent a form to terminate. I think I sent a form to terminate in August when I finally understood this. I have it down that I mailed that on August 29th or 30th.
And so just from our perspective, we agree with the executive director's recommendation, have no objection, but would ask for the committee to be able to be terminated, assuming she wants to be, that she be ordered terminated and complete.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Are there any questions of the commission members?
I want to make sure I understand everybody's position here, given the facts that we just heard. Are both the executive director and the Secretary of State's office of the position that there should be a fine regardless of the amounts?
I'll answer first. So I'm not aware of any of the personal facts that she's talking about. And so
All new to you.
Everything, yes. So all we know is there were reports that should have been filed for a candidate that I believe dropped out of a 2024 primary, which would have been March.
So you're hearing them now and we're hearing them now.
Correct.
Let's presume for the moment that they're accurate. You still maintain that there should be a fine?
I would just ask follow-up questions of when it was, because respectfully, 2 years.
Feel free to proceed.
Ms. Greiner, when did you have your issues that you just described? When did you have the accident?
I'm really bad with times and dates.
That's okay.
Because I just don't remember them. But I became officially disabled in May of 2024. And so that means I don't really have a good idea of how much time. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with dates. Was before that, but I would say probably at least roughly a year that I was suffering before I actually filed, and not able to function before I actually filed for disability. But I do know that I officially became disabled in May of 2024. And I filed then in 2023. It was just right after that I became completely unable to function, and then the party was able to put somebody else on the ballot for me. And also I sent a certified letter explaining that. I do believe it was at the end of August, which this is October, so to the address here, this address for the Ohio Elections Commission, or well, I guess it's where I don't wherever it told me to send it. I don't know.
So the response that she's talking about would have come to your office.
We did receive a response, and I synopsized it. I did not synopsize it sufficiently to indicate anything with regard to the trauma. I apologize for that, but my recommendation, based on her statement, would change to finding a violation, but for good cause, not impose a fine. Would it be beneficial if we declared your committee terminated at this point as well, or did you have any additional reasons to keep that committee active?
No, I never did anything with it as far as financially. There was $0, zero things happened. However, I'm still confused because I thought that it was terminated. But anyway, nonetheless, yes, I would like to terminate it.
Okay.
So my recommendation now is to find violation, but for good cause, not impose a fine, and to declare the committee terminated.
Madam Chair, if I could, to the Secretary of State's office. Any objection to that recommendation?
We have no objection to that recommendation. Thank you.
I'd move to adopt.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you for your time and
Get better.
get better. That's
Thank
right.
you. I'm feeling a lot better, but thank you. Yes,
Very good. Thank you for your time. All
thank you.
right.
I appreciate it.
Okay, we are going to move past the next category and on to the violation, impose a $200 fine and declare that the committee's account balanced is $886.33. This is agenda item number 66. It's case number 2025S-078 Buckingham Doolittle and Burroughs Pack. Mr. or Mrs. Maglione, I don't have the first name.
Mrs. Maglione.
Okay, very
I'll interject because I had a conversation with Madam Chair, members of the commission. We received a rather lengthy response from this treasurer indicating that he has been recently, over the last couple of years, become the treasurer for the committee and discovered that the committee has been out of balance for, let's say, an extended period of time, at least since 2015, possibly earlier than that. Currently, their reflected balance in the campaign finance report is over $21,000. For the actual balance is $886.33. They've had these conversations with staff at the secretary's office. If you look at the ICW, you can see there have been referrals, but the last referral was in 2002. And so you see my recommendation, which is to find a violation, impose a fine of $200, and declare the committee's balance is now $886.33 so that they can move forward from here. Certainly, the commission can hear further from Mr. Maglione and Mr. Katz as it relates to the set of circumstances and my recommendation.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Mr. Maglione, do you care to share anything today?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Very good. Go ahead and be sworn. Thank
Raise
you.
your right hand. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Very good. Go ahead.
Thank you. I basically agree with what the executive director just stated. As mentioned in my letter to the commission, I became treasurer fairly recently in February of 23. Uncover as I started to comply and complete our regular campaign finance reports, as well as dealing with an audit from the campaign finance division of the secretary's office. Noticed a discrepancy in our balance, a discrepancy that's continued for many years, as the executive director noted. Try to do, I'm a CPA by trade, I've been an accountant for 30 plus years. I tried to investigate the difference, went back through all the records we had available, uncovered 25,000 of the difference. So we were off quite a bit previously, but we're still off. Our records only go back to 2010. For some reason, records were destroyed inadvertently, I guess, in the past. But going back to our records from 2010, I can't find where else we have been off. I don't know how prior treasurers have filed these campaign finance reports incorrectly, not reconciling to our actual balance and just maintaining an ongoing wrong balance. So obviously, I apologize for this error. I've done my best efforts and worked quite a bit with auditors from the campaign finance division about this, discussed it. They've been very helpful in discussing the problem and giving suggestions on how to find it and even potential areas where we went off balance, but to no avail. I respectfully request that we can reset our balance and we'll do a much better job in keeping it reported as our actual reconciled balance going forward.
Are there questions of the commission members? Okay, very good. Seeing none, Mr. Katz, if you would like to share.
Thank you. So first, can I confirm the amount? Do we have $886.33?
That's correct.
Excellent. And that will be the beginning balance as of your 2025 annual report, unless you're doing any activity in this general election. So just whichever your next report is will be filed as your starting balance for that report. Thank you. Otherwise, we have no objection to the executive director's recommendation of finding a fine. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll move to adopt.
Second.
All right, there's a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, seeing none, that passes unanimously. Okay, thank you very much for your time, Mr. Maglione.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we are going to move to the continue for service for Cedric Denson, if I'm pronouncing that correct, is online. I'm going to go ahead and grant that continuance. Unless you would like,
Well, I guess I'd like to hear from him.
okay,
I mean, there's another case outstanding. I'm looking at some of the secretary's filings. The last filing was in May of 2024 with a zero balance. But oh, I'm sorry.
for those that are looking, it's agenda item 25 under continue for service, case number 2025S-037, Cedric Denson et al. Just for the record.
Please.
Hello.
Hello, just one moment. We're so sorry. I think the executive.
Have him be sworn. I'd like to hear what he's got to say, what he's planning on doing.
Okay, very good. If you would like to provide remarks, please be sworn. Thank you so much.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You okay? Go ahead.
Hi. So yes, this is a nightmare that I want to be over like none other. I have always had somebody else be my treasurer, and then when I became originally aware that there were issues when I went to a different treasurer, they were working through some issues to fix everything, and we went through a lot of records, chasing down records from the original treasurer, and ended up having to do some things to get what I thought was everything current, then to find out there were more violations. So I've now moved on from a different person from doing that. So now I'm chasing down everything from the second person that handled the account, and I'm just hoping to get this resolved. We're just about there and getting everything current and where it needs to be to get everything filed properly. I just didn't want to file anything without all the records that I needed, where there would be gaps and carryover balances.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Is that helpful, Mr. Richter? Does that change anything for you?
Well, I mean, to a certain degree, I guess I would answer yes to that, but I'd also want to hear from my connection went away and it's come back. As I look back on the secretary's website for some of your reports, the last two filings you made in 2024 reflected all zeros. Nothing has been presumably filed subsequently. I think it's the 2023 annual report that looks like it was timely filed, reflected a balance of $1,700. What's the situation as it relates to your finance filings essentially? Do you still have an open campaign committee? Where's the money, et cetera?
Yes, there is one still open, and it was because, again, I never handled anything. It was always handled by someone else. The reason I thought it was zeroed out was because I was owing the person who was taking care of everything. And so when I filed the report, it was still in that limbo time of me not having all the records that we needed. I assumed it was zeroed out because there was money owed to them for the services that they had did for the committee. But then I started actively receiving back donations when I took everything over. So there is still an active account.
And how much money is in the account?
In the account now, there's like 4,100 or so. It's somewhere, I don't want to say that to be accurate, but it's somewhere in that neighborhood of at least 4,000.
And you're planning on running again, I presume?
At some point, I may do that, so I would like to keep it active just in case until I make a final decision on that. But I want to get this right, so it's, I mean, again, this is a headache I want to go away. I've just never had the issues from the beginning. I had someone that was good, and once I had to switch off from that, that's when all of this kind of ended up being messed up.
And again, the last reports reflected in the secretary's records were submitted in May of 2024. You have not filed anything subsequent to that, is that correct?
I have not, yeah, that's why I haven't filed anything, because again, I'm trying to chase everything down to make sure what I file is accurately reflecting everything from when I started taking over.
Okay. Well, Madam Chair, we can certainly hear from Mr. Katz further as well. I'm going to recommend that the matter be continued, but it was obviously continued for service, but Mr. Denson has appeared. Because the last two reports that were filed, like I said, according to the Secretary's records, reflect zero balances, and now we just heard that there's $4,100 out there. You got a lot of work to bring your committee, your filings back into compliance, Mr. Denson.
Yes.
And so I'd recommend that we continue this. And hopefully in short order, you'll be able to get yourself into compliance.
Yes, that's exactly what I would like to do. But again, I do want to keep it open just for the purposes of possibly running for office again. And after everything happened is when I was still in office and received a contribution. So that's why there now holds a balance.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions of the commission members? If not,
Well,
oh, I apologize, Mr. Katz. Welcome back to the podium.
The court give you the opportunity as much as anything to talk.
I want to make sure it's fair and equal in all ways, so proceed.
Yes, thank you. We're spot on, Mr. Executive Director. Just Mr. Denson, you've been listed as the treasurer for your entity since January at least since January of 2023. Although I note your address is a certain law firm here in Columbus. Would ask that you would please update your designation treasurer form to either continue yourself as the treasurer with your information and not theirs, because when we contact them, they say you're not a client of theirs anymore.
Right.
And then we are happy to help with any of those other issues and no objection to a continuation so that we can determine the extent of what is now potentially also a balance discrepancy issue that we have not referred for.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the reason on that is because I knew I was listed as the treasurer. I thought that I had updated the address as well. So all these communications have not directly come to me. So I'm not even sure that I had been getting everything. I just assumed when it was changed to me as treasurer that the correct address was listed as well. But then to recently find out from the previous person who was working for me, they have been receiving all the communications from everyone.
What is a good address to send you things?
1133 Clear Brook, one word, Drive, and it's Cincinnati, Ohio, 45229.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, very good. I'm going to go ahead and issue that continuance and thank you, Mr. Denson, for your time. Thank you, Mr. Katz again. And then I'm going to go ahead while we're in this category and address the remaining. So 2025S-034-009-068-060-068-071-073-075. All also being granted continuance. And I'm going to move to the section directly above item number 39, case number 2025S-051, and go ahead and grant that continuance unless there's anything you'd like to say about the case, Mr. Katz. It's Samuel Lawrence et al.
Yeah, no, well, he
Or-
commented to me earlier that he thought, he and I exchanged emails as it relates to all the matters, and he indicated that he was good with the continuance. Mr. Lawrence's committee, somewhat similar to Mr. Denson's, shows a substantial balance.
Okay.
And so trying to figure out how best to allow him to come into compliance and his reports filed. And so it just needs to be continued at this point because there's outstanding issue.
All right, very good. If you're good with that, I'm going to
Yes, we provided an updated address to attempt service for Mr. Lawrence and look forward to having him rescheduled. Thank you.
All right, great. I'm gonna go ahead and grant continuance of that, and we're going to move to the next page. We do have another person present, that is Easton online for agenda item number 4 under the $50 fine category, Citizens for Forest Hill Schools et al. Oh, okay.
So deal with one.
Okay, very good. It's case number 2025R-201. Mr. Richter, do you care to speak to this?
Madam Chair, members of the commission, this is a referral from the Hamilton County Board of Elections 4, initially a failure to file the 2024 annual report due January 31 of 2025. It was filed on September 5th. A response was submitted. I synopsized that response for you and passed it along. The oversight is now recognized the report was filed. This is the first time before this committee and this treasurer before the commission. My recommendation is to find a violation and impose a fine of $50. We could certainly hear further from Ms. Easton as to any other circumstances that may apply.
Okay, very good. Ms. Easton, if you care to speak to this case at all, you're more than welcome to be sworn in.
Yes, please.
Swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay, very good. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. So the first notification that I received about this report not being filed was on September the 4th. And this, as Mr. Richter spoke to, I believe that was Mr. Richter.
Yes.
Thank you. Was for a report back in January. The PAC that I'm the treasurer for is for school levies, and it is not, we are not active at all. And this was a complete misunderstanding on my part. So to our earlier Marine veteran, also guilty of confusion. If the Hamilton County Board of Elections would have sent a communication to me at the time that this, within the time frame this was delinquent, it would have been rectified at that point in time. So I would ask, since this is a first time violation and no communications were sent to me at all, and I know that my address, everything is active, that an exception be made and the fee be waived.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions of any commission members? I see none. Thank you very much for that which you shared. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I guess I have a question. I'm looking at the ICW and on 7/24 of this year, 25, we sent certified mail and it says unable to forward. And then there was another mail sent 8/8, regular mail, and 8/29. And she's basically, Ms. Easton is saying you didn't get notice till September.
No, September 4th was the first notification that I received of anything being delinquent. And as I mentioned.
Have you recently moved?
Sorry?
Have you recently moved?
No.
Okay, I'm
No,
just
I've
curious
been
why
in
I
the
was
same
unable to forward to that address that we have.
Okay. Director, do you care to speak to that?
If I can add one more thing, I received this notification on September the 4th. On September the 5th, I filed all 4 reports that were delinquent. So I was only notified of one. I went and did research, realized it was my error, and not only fixed the one that I was notified of, but others that I hadn't been notified of yet. So at this point in time, all reports are up to date. There's no money coming in, there's no money going out, so there's absolutely no changes in the reports. However, they are now up to date, and the upcoming report that is due in October will also be submitted on time. I have learned from the mistake.
Very good. All right.
Sometimes the board will reflect whether they send out, I mean, boards are required to send out or notice prior to a filing deadline. There's nothing in the file from Hamilton County indicating any action as it relates to that. Normally, a board will send out, a notice for an annual filing, semi-annual filing as those are required. But there's nothing in the file related to that. I always assume that those notices have been sent because the board's obligated to do so. But, it's certainly possible Ms. Easton did not get something like that.
All right. That satisfy your concern, or do you have any other questions, Mr. Lau?
No, Madam Chair, I guess, given what we just found out and what Mr. Richter reported, I would suggest that we waive the fine.
Okay, very good. Is that a motion?
Yes, it is.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that passes unanimously. Thank you very much, and thanks for sharing. We appreciate you coming. Okay, very good.
Thank you for your
Sounds-
time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Sounds like for agenda item number 3 here under the $50 fine category, we do have somebody present. Did you have that?
Correct.
It is.
John, I think presume it's John Yep, Y-E-P. But it's just, Chris just indicated John.
Okay.
Because he's the treasurer. This is also a failure to file a couple of annual, semi-annual and annual reports that were filed on September 3rd, 2025. A response was submitted. I synopsized and sent it along to you. My recommendation is to find a violation and impose a fine of $50. We can certainly hear further from the treasurer if the commission would like to do so.
Okay, very good. Mr. Yap, if you're here and you would like to be sworn in to provide some remarks, we would be glad to hear them.
If it's just a question of the $50 fine, we'll just pay that, and thank you guys for what you do.
Okay, all right, good deal. So no need to testify. Any questions here for the commission members, or do you have a motion?
I'll move to adopt.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Yap, for your time. Okay, great. That moves us on. I don't believe we have anybody else in person, so I
I don't believe there's anybody else either. Just from Chris, nobody else has appeared in the interim, have they?
If there's one other person in the chat, or in the meeting, I have messaged them in the chat and have not gotten the so I'm guessing.
Okay, all right, exciting times. So out of respect for the Secretary of State's office, we're going to go ahead and go back to any cases that may pertain to them. And I believe that takes us to the $250 fine category.
No.
Oh, no, I apologize, all the way to.
All the way back to the beginning.
We're back on.
There are,
each
yeah,
one.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, there are 3 different cases where I'm recommending that the complaint be dismissed. A couple of them, I'm also recommending consolidation because they're outstanding cases. But regardless, I'm requesting that all of them be dismissed. 2 of them because they're related to Mr. Curlis as treasurer. Those are the ones that I'm recommending consolidation. And Spot Pack was declared terminated in December of 24 because the treasurer for that committee had passed away. I had conversation with the son of the person who knew nothing about it. But anyway, the commission acted at that point. So all of these committees have been terminated previously by the commission.
Okay, very good. So are we discussing 58, 49, and 50?
58, 49, and 50, correct.
Okay, so those are cases number 2025S-070 -061 and also -062. Do you wish to address any of them, Mr. Katz, or all of them collectively?
Collectively, thank you. We have no objection to the executive director's recommendation. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Is there a motion or any questions? I apologize, or a motion?
I'll move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion passes unanimously. I'm going to go ahead and move then on to that $250 fine category on page 2, items number 36 and 55, cases 2025S-046 and -067. Mr. Richter, do you care to share anything about those cases?
Chair, members of the commission, reports have been filed. There were prior matters outstanding in which fines were outstanding in both cases. One has not been paid. I'm looking into the other one. Check 67. There's prior, oh, okay. Let me,
Sounds good.
yeah, no, yeah, there was a good cause. Easy, I'm stumbling over myself, Madam Chair, members of the commission. Let me take 55 out of this category, please. And just go to item number 36, 2025 S046. Reports have been filed. No response was submitted in that case. There was a prior $100 fine, which has not been paid, as of June. And so my recommendation there is, find a violation, impose a fine of $250. I'm good with that. That's where I would like to stay at this point, just on that case. I'm
Okay.
going to answer the questions the commission may have.
Okay, very good. For agenda item number 36, does anyone have any questions? Okay, Mr. Katz, did you care to speak to that particular case?
Thank you. So just as the executive director said, we filed for a missing 2024 annual report that was filed on May 12th of this year, and the committee is now in compliance. We have no objection to the executive director's recommendation.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Any questions or a motion from the commission members?
I'll move the recommendation of the executive director.
Second.
Very good. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, very good. That passes unanimously. Now you said remove the fifth.
Yes, Madam Chair, I will now speak to that case. Item number 55, case number 2025-S067. The report has been filed in that case. It was filed in July. No response was submitted by the commission. The only prior there is violation of good cause from 2005. My recommendation here is to find a violation and impose a fine of $150. No response has been submitted to the commission for its consideration.
All right, very good. Mr. Katz, anything you'd like to state on that case?
Thank you. So this committee generally files $0 reports. They've had no activity since at least 2016. It appears to be a committee that just simply raises targeted money for targeted candidates and then zeroes out. We have no objection to the executive director's recommendation.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Any questions, comments, or a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll move the executive director's recommendation.
Second.
Very good. Thank you, gentlemen. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. We're going to move on to the $200 fine category. Agenda items 31 and 38, cases 2025S-041 and -050.
I think the remainder of them I'm going to bring to everybody's attention. The fine amounts involved, $200 fine category, $500 fine category, $1,000 and $2,000 fine categories are updates from the last meeting where Mr. Stalberg indicated that it was his belief that the imposition of per diem fines and an allowance for reconsideration was not necessarily the best approach. I sent an email out or a brief outline out to everybody indicating my thoughts as it related to these kind of circumstances. And so as it relates to these two cases, no reports have been filed. And rather than impose per diem fine and give the group the opportunity, give the individuals, whichever the case may be, the opportunity to request reconsideration. My recommendation here is to find violation and impose a $200 fine as it relates to this current category, which we're addressing.
Okay, very good. Any thoughts or sentiment from the Secretary of State's office?
Thank you. We have no objection to either of those recommendations for the $200 cases.
Okay, very good. Are there any comments or questions or a motion for that $200 fine category?
So
Second.
Okay, thank you both. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, seeing none. Thank you. That's unanimous. Would anybody be opposed to me reading the section headers of the next 1, 2, 3, 4 areas that fall into that same discussion? And then we just hit all of those cases at the same time, unless there's any substantial outlier.
I'll quickly, I indicated the difference in these recommendations, so I don't have any problem with that, Madam Chair.
Okay.
There are certain subtle differences from one to the other, but generally speaking, there's no reason why they can't be taken all together.
Okay, very good. So I will differentiate by title, but then we'll take them all as one vote, if that's okay with everyone. So it would be the $500 fine category, 2025S-063 and -066. Then also the consolidate with case number 2025S-009, find a violation, impose a $500 fine category, case number 2025S-039, the $1,000 fine category, 2025S-032, 2025S-057. And then finally, the $2,000 fine category, 2025S-076. Are there,
You can do those as well. The way it is.
oh, you want me to get down to these consolidations as well? Because
They're similar circumstances. I'm just consolidating, and there I am recommending declaring those committees terminated just because of the length of time they've been outstanding.
Okay,
I'm not sure if Mr. Katz might have a different comment on those.
you're welcome to share if you do. We
Thank
could do them separately if it helps.
Thank you. So all the first cases up to Amanda Trump, so long as the commission is going to find the recommended violations, I have no need to add further comment. Amanda Trump, though, we would ask that as this is, as he was starting to say, as this is the third year in a row, the committee has failed to file and failed to address outstanding referrals. The Secretary of State's office recommends finding a violation, imposing the fine, and declaring that committee terminated. That's the Amanda Trump Committee, case number 2025 S-076.
Oh, very good. Okay, so in that,
Let's just-
with that, let's keep that as an outlier. So please scratch 2025 S-076 from that category above. If we can move on that first category, sans that Amanda Trump case, we'll address that. Then we'll move to the next categories. Okay, so is there a motion or any questions?
Second.
Okay, very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, very good. Those all pass unanimously through item number 45. We're moving on to item 65 in isolation. I believe adding the recommendation of termination, if we can recall what Mr. Katz said. Mr. Richter, is there anything either of you would like to contribute further?
No, I would tend to go along with his suggestion and make that my recommendation.
Okay, you're still good?
Yeah.
Okay, just let it be repeated. Okay, very good. Any concerns or questions from commission members or a motion at hand?
So moved.
Okay. All right, motion a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, very good. Passes unanimously.
Madam Chair, can I just ask one question? When we have these flat fee fines to the executive director, do they just remain as, $1,000 and $2,000 fines respectively, or if unpaid, do they accrue statutory interest or other?
We would normally refer those to the Attorney General's office for that amount. And then as long as they remain outstanding, the Attorney General's office continues to add interest to them. But
And
our
fees.
and fees. Our fine amount is specifically declared.
Okay, so they've sent to special counsel and they do accrue interest and fees. Okay, I just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Okay, very good. We're gonna go ahead and do items 28, 41, and 39. The consolidate with case number
The 31's been done. 39 is just to continue. It's just 28.
I apologize. 28 and 41 cases 2025 S-040 and 2025 S-053. It seemed like those were on the same page. Do you have any additional statements?
Yeah, there are a couple of other outstanding matters as it relates to those. I'm just declaring that we consolidate those cases. Then impose a fine of $2,000, buying violation, impose a fine of $2,000, and then declare the committees terminated. These are kind of similar to what Mr. Katz just addressed as it related to the Trump case, where these have gone on for an extended period of time. As we've discussed things, it's believed that declaring these committees terminated is the most efficient administrative way of proceeding forward.
Okay, very good. Is that shared sentiment still the same, or do you have any other comments?
If I could just ask, so we're on the last three digits of each are 040, Cassandra McDonald,
053.
And 053.
053, Joel Jones, and 071, Elijah Knoll.
There was not a third.
Just 40 and 50.
Just 40 and 53. Thank you. No objection to those recommendations.
Okay. Any questions, comments, or a motion?
Move to adopt.
Second.
All right, very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, passed unanimously. I think it's the word, so. All right, looks like you guys are off the hook. Thank you. Not forever. Soon you'll be on. But for now, very good. I don't think we have anything else for them, correct?
No, correct.
Okay. All right, very good. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to the $200 fine category, item number 8, case number 2025R-226. Right, pretty straightforward. Mary Avalon, if that strikes, or Avalon Lewis.
Double checking.
226.
Yes, and Mr. Kirshner just asked me, and I will clarify. These, similar to what I just addressed in the previous categories, the $200, $500 and $2,000 fine amounts are all situations where the reports have not been filed and they remain outstanding. And in respect of Mr. Stoutberg and Mr. Caraway to a degree, request, I'm recommending the imposition of those specific fine amounts in lieu of per diem fines and allowance for reconsideration. Certainly, if you wanted to try and take them all together, we could.
Yes, sir. Okay, excellent. If there are no objections to that, we'll do the $200 fine category, the $500 fine category, consolidate all outstanding cases, fine violation, and pose a $500 fine category, and the consolidate with case number 2025R-085, find a violation and pose a $500 fine category. And I apologize, I said and too early, a $2,000 fine category. Those are cases 2025R-226-214-244-257-258-238, -241, and then also 259. Do we have any questions, comments, or any motions?
I'll move the recommendation of the executive director for all these cases.
Second.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that passes unanimously. Okay, very good. I'm going to go ahead and continue case 2025R-242 and also cases 2025R-216-218-235 and -237 being continued. And then also cases 2025R-236 and -240 are also continued. The next category for reconsideration, reconsider the matter, vacate the previous imposition of the per diem fine and instead impose a fine of $1,000. Case 2023R-527. And is there any reason not to include the next category under reconsideration?
The only difference is the fine amounts are different, but other than that, the circumstances are the same.
Okay, so then the same, but with a differentiation of
If I may, I
Yes.
believe you said a fine of 1,000.
Yeah,
as
it's
opposed to
100.
a fine of 100.
Oh, thank you for that correction.
100.
So I stand corrected gladly, willingly to restate that as 100 and not 1,000, so I can make more friends and less enemies. And then move on to agenda number 69 for 150-2025R-014. So both of those matters. Any questions, concerns, or motions?
I'll move the recommendation of the executive director for each of these cases.
Second.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? That is unanimous. Okay. All right, moving on to the hearing section, Barwell versus Curlis, 2024G-009.
Yeah, Madam Chair, this is a little bit odd for me to make a recommendation to hearing, but here we are. We set this matter for hearing. Ms. Barwell was the candidate, Mr. Carlos was her treasurer. We've gone down that path enough. In looking at the Secretary of State's website, or no, the Trenton County Board of Elections website, the board actually allowed her to file a termination report. Which I don't know that they should have done, but they did it. So technically, were you to look at the records of the Franklin County Board, it would reflect that the committee's terminated. But here, my recommendation is to dismiss the complaint because I'm not sure that it would really be beneficial to us to go ahead and find a violation in this particular case. But then to declare the committee terminated. I'll be glad to answer any other questions that the commission may have.
All right, very good. Are there any questions on that particular hearing case stated and the new recommendation?
Move to adopt.
Okay,
Second.
Okay, very good. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to the final advisory opinion, Stacy and Hoff, Matag, I apologize, in Colombo.
I believe she's here, but this is the advisory opinion that we briefly addressed at the last meeting. I've updated it based on the comments made at the meeting, which I re-reviewed on video to make sure I was getting what everybody's thoughts on it were, and I think I responded to those appropriately in terms of removing kind of references to any specific need and some of the other concerns as it relates to the reasonableness of expenses, et cetera. And so I updated the opinion, circulated it to everybody. We could certainly hear further from Ms. Hoff if she wants to have further comment. Commission members can ask me additional questions as well, but I am proposing this opinion go forward as written.
Okay, and very good. Just for the record, it's 2025 ELC-02. And you are more than welcome to share with us, Ms. Hoff.
Thank you. I think that everything that we discussed at the last meeting was well addressed in this. I have no further questions. If anyone has questions for me, I'm happy to answer, but otherwise just want to say thank you for your time and the work on this. I know a lot of thought was put into this and I appreciate it.
Okay, very good. We echo that sentiment. Anybody watching tapes on this commission has a special place in heaven. All right, and anybody?
Do what you gotta do.
All right, any questions at all for Ms. Hoff or Mr. Richter?
No.
Okay, very good. Thank you for your time
Thank
and
you very much.
patience.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. It appears the other business category is.
Well, are we going to adopt the opinion?
Oh, I apologize. If you really want to. I worked so hard on it. If you'd like it, I mean,
The adoption of the advisory opinion.
I apologize.
And directing the chair to sign.
Oh, and directing our chair to sign the advisory
Man, you
opinion.
guys are getting forceful now.
Very
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Can I just for one moment of clarification,
Mhm.
and I want this to stand and I want us to vote on.
Yeah.
The syllabus speaks to a reasonable belief. But I believe the explanation indicates that merely maintaining a public office constitutes the reasonable belief. Is that the intention of the explanation?
Say that again.
Yeah. The syllabus speaks to a reasonable belief that they have a safety concern, that a candidate or a public office holder has a safety concern. That the explanation itself seems to state that just by virtue of being in a public office, that constitutes a reasonable belief for a security concern.
I believe that's fair. Yes.
I just wanted to make sure that the syllabus didn't swallow up the explanation, that it seems what we're asserting is that merely being a public office holder constitutes a reasonable belief, thus justifying additional security measures. True.
Yes.
Okay. So I think we have a motion and a second.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, all that hard work and effort has been adopted. Thank you very, very much. All right.
Thanks, Bill.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do appreciate you.
Tape.
Okay. Well, it didn't take that long, but.
Okay, so the other business is just mentioning the next meeting, October 30th, 2025. But I didn't know, Phil, I had shared with you, I have a conflict and I don't know if that puts everyone in a bind.
We have five.
As long as we have five, Ms. Davis can attend. Mr. Stoutberg has not indicated a problem with attending, so presumably you'll be able to go forward. You'll hear more about that as time goes.
Very good. And I also just wanted to apologize to everyone if I haven't done that independently for my absentia the other month. Don't worry. A lot of calendars moving and I was out of state and I thought I had communicated that. So that is my fault. So I didn't mean to let you all down. But
We were just
No
concerned about.
We're concerned about you.
well, I appreciate that. I'm gonna tell everyone, I have friends on all sides of the aisle, darn it, that
You
want
do?
me alive. It's very good.
You do?
Okay, having said that, I don't think we have anything else to address. That is the end.
I'll move to adjourn, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
We're adjourned.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
History's been.
Right. We'll get them.
All right.
We'll get that back to Chris and he'll hold it and we'll take care of
Good deal.
it.
I'm all right.
Under the weather.
I think that my stomach hurts.
There's a lot of stuff going around.
I'll survive. No, there is. Stay away from me. Stay away from me.
Thanks for.
Yeah.
Stay away from this.
I did really. Me too, one of my grandson was not feeling real well.
Yeah. More information. I mean, I enjoy that.
I was gonna be straightforward out of here. And then,
However, determine in your mind the efficiency, so you will be like,
it's quite the.
sometimes I feel bad, but that's.
Not yourself.
Congratulations there. Wheeler.
Congratulations. We'll see you guys later.
We'll see you right behind you. All right.
I had fine. He's trying to.
Are the video out there?
It's paralegal search.
No, Chris, Chris, video out.